Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever time it is, wherever you may be. Welcome in, everybody. Chat. Great to see you all. We got a Mega Man 2 20% normal zipless race for you tonight between JDub, as we just call him JDub, it's just easier that way, and Shauing. And with me on commentary, I am Mitri, by the way. With me on commentary is Sabonis. What's up, Sabonis?
Hey, Meech, how's it going? I'm not going to lie, I have been waiting for this matchup for quite a while, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun one. I think we're going to see a couple good races here, hopefully.
Yeah, I was just watching JDub do a little bit of practice earlier, and he was looking good. He was trying real hard for that alien half cycle. I was rooting for him. Let's see if he can pull it off today.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll see it from both of them. So how is chat doing tonight? Hope we're all doing well. I keep saying tonight, but of course we're all in different time zones here. But for me, it's evening time, so hopefully everybody's doing okay.
Yeah, I think for me, it's out here in Seattle, it's about 3:30, so it's we'll just call it afternoon. But I hope everybody else is having a good my afternoon anyway. All right, I'm checking. Oh, go ahead.
I think you're getting the racers ready right now, right? Before we kick it off here.
I am, yeah. It looks like JDub's ready. As soon as I see that Shauing is readied up, I'll probably drop the flag for him.
Perfect.
I don't think it'll be too long here.
Great. It looks like we haven't seen Shauing in a while. I know he's been A, very busy, and B, also had to switch computers so he could stream and everything. So this is kind of his first time back in a while. It's really good to see him streaming again.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know Shauing, not only is he a really good Mega Man 2 runner, but he's also a really, really good Mega Man 1 runner.
That's true, yeah.
I know he's been helping me quite a bit as I've been casually trying to speedrun Mega Man 1, and it was his passion, probably still is his passion, but he's great.
Yeah, and JDub also runs Mega Man 4 as well. So we got some experience in some other games here. If you guys are interested in these runners, thank you for using the R command there, so you guys can check out those two runners. I would highly recommend both of them.
All right, looks like both racers are ready.
Fantastic.
So I am going to leave the room and they're going to get started. So I am going to start the 15-second countdown now.
Perfect. So we'll get some action here shortly. I think we'll probably see the same routing from both of these guys. I think I'm pretty much the odd man out when it comes to the first three Robot Masters. So I think we're probably going to see Flash.
I told myself in my second race when I was racing on Friday that I was going to start on Quickman just for you, and I completely forgot to do so. So I apologize.
There's still time.
All right, and they should be starting fairly soon.
Just a little bit of a delay here, but
that's right.
We should see the countdown going shortly on, at least on JDub's timer there. Yep,
oh,
and
there it goes.
Gonna have action for you in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm fairly certain they're both going to go Flashman first.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to JDub's timer there?
Oh, a little bit of... Oh, it might have been a little bit of a sync issue, but yep, we do see Flashman first from both of those. And for anyone who isn't aware, you can actually do the first three Robot Masters in any order: Flash, Quick, and Air. They're pretty interchangeable, and there's not much... You know, there's some caveats to what route you take, but it's nothing insane.
I think the biggest factor for most people is the ability to use the time stopper in the Airman stage, because you're able to get across some of those horns on the platforms a little bit easier if you have the time stopper.
Yeah, and we'll definitely be seeing that from both these runners. Some of the better runners who are much more confident in their abilities will just go air first and take on those tiny jumps and make it look easy.
That's correct. I know just how difficult it is, and I encourage nobody to do it.
Except for me. You regularly encourage me to do it.
I love to watch your pain, Meech. The only other item that might affect your decision on which robot master to choose first is that you can also use the time stopper in the Quickman stage, not only to escape some of the lasers that are coming through if you get into a pinch, but also the boss, Quickman himself, is weak to the time stopper.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. Oh, and it looks like Shauing gets flashed here. JDub cleaning up nicely there.
Ooh, but they're both through, so that's good news.
Yeah, no problems there. I mean, just getting flashed is more of a time loss. It's not really that scary unless you happen to be super low on health for whatever reason, but it shouldn't be an issue, and it's not for Shauing here, and we move on, no problem.
They've got a fairly close sync here, it looks like.
Yeah, it does, actually. I mean, it looks like Shauing's timer is about a second behind JDub, so keep that in mind.
And we are, of course, in the first of 3 different elongated cutscenes that happen after Flashman, Airman, and Heatman later in the race.
Right, yeah. And we'll see what we were talking about just a few moments ago as JDub and Shauing both switched to Flash Stopper here to stop these horns from popping out of these platforms. I always forget the name of these enemies, but
they are Oni, which means demon in Japanese.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for your knowledge.
The model of the little face on there looks a lot like a traditional Japanese demon that is depicted in Japanese art.
Right, the Oni mask, right? It's like a red mask with like the black horns and everything.
Correct.
Cool, very cool. I never even made that connection, to be quite honest with you.
And the gentlemen there that are in the clouds. So, did JDub just die?
Yeah, he took a strange death there. Didn't make the cloud jump.
Wow. You know what? I think he might have tried to do the jump up and shoot the robot that's in the cloud at the same time. And if you don't shoot him fast enough, you can smash your face into him and your iframes will push you back off of the cloud.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. And Shauing taking a death. I don't know whose audio to use. We're going to stick with Shauing's audio right now. He is ahead. But he did take a strange death too, and where it just looks like his input didn't register, and he just went right down the hole. It just looked like...
Oh, he did it again!
Oh my gosh, no! This is...
Airman is demanding his toll of robot blood.
Yeah, seriously, we do not like to see this. This is... Shauing's still ahead at this point, amazingly enough, because the 2 deaths that he have taken have been quick, because he went back right to that checkpoint. JDub took a death where he had to go all the way back to the start of the level. But holy, very unfortunate. JDub probably already thinking he's out of it, but he's probably a lot closer than he thinks he is.
Absolutely. And Shauing probably thinking likewise, because he does know that JDub has the better PB. He's probably, if he's not watching the restream, I imagine he's just assuming he's been taken out of the race this early. But he's actually ahead.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, he is ahead because we're just getting word here in chat that his timer's actually a little too fast.
Oh.
I'm going to switch audio over to JDub for this. But I do believe JDub has the lead here.
Oh, okay. So there's a timer issue.
Yeah, a bit of a discrepancy here, but I think... I don't know. This is tough to tell because of that timer issue. Yeah, exactly, Slay. You're right. As long as when he clicks done in the race room, that's all that matters, and we'll find out. As far as audio goes, I'm going to keep it on JDub for now. You know, barring any unforeseen circumstances. So.
Wow, what a wild start to this race.
Yeah, Airman. You know, when you're racing, I mean, I was talking about this earlier today. For myself, I am a very nervous racer, and Airman is one of those stages where so much can go wrong, and it can really rack your nerves. There's so many jumps to make, and if you miss them, you're in the pit. And I think that can really get in your head, and I'm assuming that's probably what happened to our racers here, which is totally understandable.
Absolutely. I think it's gotten into all racers' heads, and we've seen quite a few deaths in Airman. I remember I was watching Simon's race yesterday, and he died in both races in Airman. Well, both racers are now in the Quickman stage.
Yep.
Fortunately, there's very little RNG in this stage until you get to the boss. So as long as their movement is pretty even, they should be able to get through these electric French fries very quickly.
Speaking of boss, what do you think patterns we're going to see here for each player?
Oh, I am definitely always going to say low for JDub because that's his favorite pattern because he is incorrect and insane.
Yep.
And Shauing, I'm going to say is going to get mid pattern. What about you, Meech?
I'll agree low on JDub. I'll differentiate and say high for Shauing.
Okay. I'm excited.
See what happens here. We got Shauing entering the boss. Oh, we might not be able to tell. Oh, there we go. It looks like a bit of a sync there.
Ah, that'll be helpful.
Okay, so I might switch to Shawing's audio here in a moment. He does get the high pattern.
So you were right there. And Jada with the low pattern.
I am back on my my horse here.
You are on fire, Meech.
Right where I left off last year. Incredible. I will switch the audio over to Shauing for now.
Sounds good. Still, these racers are so close together, even after all those deaths in Airman.
And it looks like Madewalk Herd says that they did sync them based on when they started the game. So this is correct. Shauing is ahead right now. We do have confirmation, it seems. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. So Shauing a bit ahead despite taking 2 deaths to JDub's 1 death. And like I said, that was mostly because of that checkpoint and the time it took Shauing's, death to go back to where he was. So it's pretty fortunate, but JDub is not as far behind as he probably thinks he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally just seconds behind Shauing. And they're both in the Metal Man stage, which is another stage that doesn't have any RNG, but it does have quite a bit of tight placement where you have to put items and Mega Man himself.
Actually, it had that one clown that Shauing hit and JDub didn't. That's probably going to make up about a second for JDub, which is funny to think about. That such a small thing can have such a big effect, but yeah, that's actually going to help JDub gain a little bit of time back as he does take damage from those spring enemies, whose also the names I can't remember.
I don't remember their names either. I always just call them the Slinkies.
Yeah, Slinkies is good.
And Shauing makes short work of Dr. Metalman, and JDub does as well.
Yep, not a hard fight. Both players, all you have to do in this fight, if you're unfamiliar, you just hold in your shot button before the fight starts, and you make a couple jumps. As long as you don't cross that middle line of the stage, then you're fine, and you can just take him out without any issue. They are called Springer, or Spring Ahead.
Well, wait a second.
Who is ahead? Shauing is currently ahead by a few seconds, maybe about 4 at this moment.
You would think that you would know the names of most of these enemies, Meech, being how many times you've seen the end credits to Storebrand.
And as soon as Ski mentioned that it was called Springer, I do remember seeing that in the Storebrand credits. So, JDub picking up some time here. Shauing taking a big drop, which filled up his health, which you might think is a good thing. Oh, JDub taking some damage. We're back and forth here now.
All right, let's see if either racer is brave enough to take on this sweaty jump. Showing, I don't know if he attempted it or not, but neither one of them went for it.
It looked like neither of them attempted it, which is fine. I think that's a smart move. Honestly, I did attempt it during my races and wasn't able to get it, which is probably for the better.
I didn't even bother at my races. I just... I've died there way too many times to try to do it in a race.
This is such a tight race, and we keep seeing damage back and forth between these two, where JDub gains a little bit of time, and then JDub loses a little bit of time, and he's so close here.
Both JDub and Showing made sure to make short work of Carl the Crab.
Right.
Right, how many bubbles for Showing?
Well, apparently one, and I'll call 3 for JDub. I don't want 3, but he gets 2.
It's 2. Not too bad.
No. You want either 1 or 2 bubbles. 3 will give you a little bit of extra lag that you don't want, obviously.
And when you're fighting Bubble Man, that lag seems like it takes forever.
It does. And I think that puts JDub about 5 seconds behind right now. I have seen a little bit of erratic menuing from both players, and that's, again, 100% understandable. I go through this as well, especially when you're in a race and your mind is moving a mile a minute here. You got so much to think about.
I think you made an interesting point earlier today, Meech, when you said that when you're running these on your stream or in practice, a lot of times your mind kind of goes away and you let your muscle memory sort of take over. But when you're in a race situation like this, you are overthinking every single thing you're about to do and trying to stay at least 2 steps ahead of yourself each time. And I think that can cause a lot of mistakes on its own. For
sure, and that was the case for me. I'm going to switch over to JDub's audio here, as he did take the lead. That was certainly the case for me. I overthink things, and when you're just streaming and you're talking to your chat, Shauing having a little bit of trouble with these Yoku blocks. There he goes, he gets it. Nicely done. Good recovery. Yeah, it's easier just to turn off your brain and play the game and trust in yourself that you know the strategies. And when you're on a stage where you're completely silent and you're so focused on the game, that's almost worse.
And Showing's going to have plenty of ticks to get over that giant pit.
Yeah, he did mess up his strat a little bit, but was able to recover on those Yoku blocks, which can be harder than he made it look, honestly.
It's always a relief when you can get over that pit. You don't, even if you have to jump, it's still a relief to get over, because dying there does involve a lot of farming for new items or jumping over the Yoku blocks themselves, which is very time consuming.
Oh, absolutely. JDub had a pretty nice clean fight there.
Showing gets a 30 and a 60.
Yep. I think JDub had a 60 and a 60. I may have missed that, but he did take the lead in the stage with a couple mistakes from Shauing, but nothing too detrimental. I'm not sure exactly how far that puts him behind, because we don't have a timer for JDub, but I can tell you in just a moment here. Use my trusty egg timer brain.
Ooh. I could use your egg timer brain sometimes.
It's going to be more than I think. This is about 12 seconds.
Oh my.
What a swing. Yeah, that's a lot more than I thought it was, honestly.
So both racers have gotten through the last of the extended cutscenes, and they've made it into the Woodman stage.
Some good music here.
Good music, plenty of robotic animals.
Plenty of robotic animals, that's right. And my favorites are coming up soon. Bob wants to know what he missed. I'm assuming he means for the swing in the lead here, is that Shauing had a couple missed strategies in Heatman, and just ended up taking a little bit too much time. There was not an extra death or anything, so just some strategy issues.
Ooh, JDub gets under that. The high bat woke up first, and he got under it expertly.
Monkeys in the chat. Well, that's an interesting. You know what? I've never seen that before. I like that from JDub.
It works. He was a little bit too far on the right of the item 2 there, so he did have to deal with the bird, but that's not too bad of a time loss.
Oh, wow! Shauing! What a save!
Nice.
Okay,
work.
so I was just about to say this after you had said JDub was too far to the right. It's better to be too far to the right than it is to the left, because you can just stay on the platform, and then you just take a little bit of damage from the bird. What happened with Shauing is he was too far to the left, and what typically happens there is that you miss the item, and you have to take that monkey section on the ground. And he had an amazing strategy to get himself over all those monkeys and continue on.
JDub making short work of Woodman.
Yep, not a hard fight. Just power up your heat. I don't. What is it even called? What is the weapon called?
That's the atomic fire, Meech.
That's right, atomic fire. You just power it up all the way, and then you release, and that's it for Woodman. You would think I've never played this game. I don't know any of the enemies. I don't know any of the weapons.
That's why I'm here, Meech.
Yeah, that's right.
I do question why Dr. Wily has harnessed the power of the atom just to make a giant fireball come out of a robot.
That's a very good question.
Because doesn't that open up the door to it being called nuclear warfare?
That's, you know what? That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Think about that, chat. They did make him a giant Zippo. That's a good point. So maybe Dr. Wily's not all there.
Often people think he's a trash can, but I definitely see Zippo. So Clash, one of the less forgiving stages in the run. It's so vertical. There's a lot of room for error, falling down, missing your strategies. It is one of the tougher stages, at least in my opinion.
And it's filled with ladders. You're going directly straight up on ladders, and one of the slowest things you can do in Mega Man 2 is climb the ladders.
That's right. So we tried to avoid that by using these items that we see from JDub right now. He's placing item 3 to get up these ladders quicker. He's doing a very good job of it right now. Excellent work there from JDub. Love to see it.
That long ladder section was almost flawless by JDub.
Yeah, it was really good, and hopefully we see the same here for Shauing. He does take a little bit of a safer strat there, which, you know what, in a race, I don't hate it.
No.
So what Shauing's doing differently from JDub right here is there's a pixel or a couple pixels where you can perfectly place your item, so it just appears, nice kill there from JDub. It appears directly under your feet, and you don't have to worry about it, but it is a very small window. So what Shauing did instead is he opted not to use that strategy and just shoots the item and then climbs on top of it, which prevents you from falling ever. So he had that extra reassurance there.
And I think using that safe strat really only costs you maybe an extra second at the most on that ladder climb. And right. I think that's a little on the outside too. I think it's less than a second. Arel would know if he was out there. He would let us know.
I think, by my count, I think this is about a 23-second lead here for JDub. Get your jams out if you enjoy this song. I know most of us do. There are some haters out there, but they're wrong.
I do love this song.
It's a good song. You know, people like to say it's overrated, but I think it's rated. You know, I think the reason it's so talked about and so well liked is because it's a good song. That's my opinion.
It's so good, you get to hear it twice in the run.
That's right. Well, actually 3 times if you count Woodman, because Woodman was actually what happened apparently. A little bit of trivia for you guys is they needed another song, and they liked Wily 1 so much that they basically told him, write it again, but a little different. So that's why Woodman sounds so similar to Wily 1.
Huh, I'll have to listen to those side by side. I've never noticed how similar they were.
See, Shauing using some item 3 strats to get up those walls, which is not a bad idea. I don't know if that was intentional. I didn't see if he missed the first one and just switched as a safety strat, but either way, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I got the read that that was his normal strategy, but I could be wrong.
I mean, you and I were talking earlier about how that's the worst item 2 placement in the game to get up those walls.
It absolutely is. During your match, I was chatting with Health about it, and the reason it's so hard is because there's only a few pixels difference between it being too low and just right, and also a few pixels of difference of it being just right and too high. Oh, Shauing fell down off the item 1s.
He did fall down, and that's going to be a little dangerous for him. Not only is he going to lose time there, but he also has to pick up some item 1 to get through. He'll be fine going through Wily 2. You know, he should be fine going through Wily 2, but he will most likely want it for Wily 4.
Fortunately, there's a few places he can pick up some item energy, but it will cost him in the time department.
We would like to thank, hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly, Tahunga Barracks. Thank you so much for the raid. We'll see Shauing strats here on the dragon, which, if you didn't have a heart attack,
wow,
get your heart rate checked, please.
Wow, that was sweaty.
Yeah, he
I am fully clenched.
He's got his own little strat there for the dragon. He's comfortable with it. He likes it. It looks very dangerous, and in my opinion, it is very dangerous. But he's good with it. He likes it.
I do find it fascinating how many different ways there are to take the dragon down, and how close they are in time, and how everyone has their own preference.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a pretty interesting boss fight. Ooh, got a propeller coming right after Shauing there.
I believe that getting hit by that propeller is actually a strategy in any percent when you're using zips.
See, JDub taking on Pico Kun, right? I think that's the name of this boss here.
That is Pico Nico Kun.
Pico Nico Kun. With a bit of swag strats there from JDub.
I believe in Japanese, Pico Nico Kun just means like flashing boy.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure how that relates to the robots themselves, but
it seems more appropriate for maybe Flashman, but what do I know? Pico Micho Kun. And JDub has no problems there, as we see Shauing right behind him, about to do the same fight here.
Pico Nico Kun, thank goodness, has no RNG. Every time those robots come out, it's the same prescribed way each time.
Yeah, that's a good point. This fight is always the same. It's always scripted, so no surprises.
Yeah, once you have your own a route of where you need to be when each one comes out, it's fairly simple. One of the only ways you can really mess up the Pico Nico Kun fight is if you shoot too early or too late. 2 fish for JDub.
Yeah, 2 fish. Oh yeah, so Ski saying the diagonal shots with a little bit of a sad face, which I identify with. I do not do. I used to do the diagonals. I wasn't comfortable with it, and I switched to just going directly underneath. So that's my strategy personally.
Yeah, shooting diagonally is not always the easiest. It's you have twice as much chance of the controller not reading your input.
Which exactly is the reason I stopped doing it. It just it felt like it would never work out, and I'd get hit by the stupid thing. So see if we can get a 2-jumper here from JDub on Guts Dozer. Nicely done. No problem. And
Shauing has 2 fish as well. We've seen all possible fish so far.
No, don't speak too soon. We didn't want to see a death here from Shauing and have extra fish, which I've been known to do.
I retract my statement.
Yeah.
I will reassert my statement after Shauing gets through the septic tank at the bottom of the castle.
The JDub taking on everybody's favorite stage here, Wily 4.
Purple Heaven is what it's called.
Purple Heaven, that's right. Purple Heck, however you'd like to. Purple Drink is how I refer to it. See if we can get 2-jumper here from Shauing, and look at that, they are both better than I am.
Nice work, Shauing.
I love it.
So JDub, much like the Crashman stage, he is trying to avoid climbing up those ladders as much as he can. He's using item 3 to give himself a boost up those ladders. And it looks like he'll have just enough to use in one of the spike rooms there.
Sorry for talking over you there. Wanted to thank Old Man Beardy Locks there for the raid. Thank you so much.
Ooh, thanks, Beardy.
Welcome in. Waluigi's Loft. I like that one, Rocket. I haven't heard that one. Oh, that's a really good one. I gotta remember that.
All right, JDub, just about to enter one of the more sweaty rooms here. He uses item 2 to get across. There's a couple of different ways to get through here. Meech and I differ in our path through that room.
We do. I definitely prefer the item 2. It looks like JDub does as well. I don't remember what Shauing's strat is, but I think he's an item 1 guy. So I think we've got one of each.
Excellent.
I think we'll see.
I think item 1 is probably sweatier, but the way that I route my run, I need I have enough item 1 to make that jump without making the without menuing.
JDub taking on the Boo Beam fight here.
Yeah, the Boo Beam fight. Oh, he did fall. He might have to use another item there. The Boo Beam fight is also a really big bottleneck in the runs for racers. The room was, or the fight was meant to be kind of a puzzle fight. You only have so many crash bombs, and you have to destroy the enemy with the crash bombs.
I will correct myself. I was wrong. Shauing is the same as JDub and myself. So you are currently the lone wolf. I hate to say it.
I prefer to be called a trendsetter.
I prefer to call you former Rastan world record holder. We see both. This is worth talking about. Obviously, we see both runners using the leaf shield strats here, and what that does is it actually increases your blast radius for the crash bomb. So, pretty good strat, especially in a race.
And what I learned earlier this week is that if you use the wood shield strat, it makes your explosions larger in the boss fight. But if you use the quick boomerang or you use just the Mega Man's Buster weapon, it's actually a lot smaller than normal.
That's correct. Yeah, for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why this is. I'm sure somebody like RL or somebody smart could tell us, but it reads the weapon size, the hitbox of the weapon size used before Clash Bomb, which is really strange. So Quick and Buster being some of the smaller ones, and Leaf Shield being the largest.
JDub working his way through the refights of the 8 Robot Masters. Doing quite well. He's got a decent amount of energy at this point.
Yeah, not having much of a problem here. Shauing made up a lot of time. I'm not sure where, but he's pretty hot on JDub's tail here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know where that time came from, but it's a lot closer than it was. It's a dev skill issue, says Bob. It's usually just to preserve memory. Thank you. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think Shauing had a actually really quick Wily 4. He didn't make any major mistakes at all. So I think that's definitely contributing to catching up to JDub.
Yeah, that's definitely worth pointing out. That's a really good point. JDub not having any trouble with the first phase of the Wily machine, and taking down the second, moving on. Trying to catch up here, fishing off the last three fights here.
See if he gets 3 bubbles in the Bubble Man fight, which actually doesn't matter because in that fight you don't get the lag with all of the bubbles.
Yeah, I think 3 bubbles. It's the preferred pattern from Bubble Man in the refight. Weirdly,
because he stays on the ground longer, so it's easier to shoot him.
Yep. Shauing opting to use the E-Tank, which is smart. He was very low on health there, so he's going to take on the Wily machine as JDub going through the loudest level in the game.
The loudest and the second best song in the game.
Nice work there from Shauing on the Wily machine. We're gonna check out JDub's alien fight here.
Ooh, he's set up pretty well for the half cycle. Can he do it? He does do it. Excellent work,
job.
JDub. He's got to feel good about that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Good for him. So that'll give a win here to JDub. But wow, what a back and forth that was for a long time. Quite a close and interesting race. Does he have an official race time bonus?
He does. The race time GG time is 31 minutes and 18 seconds.
31:18, okay.
And we'll see what Showings is here, as he is also at the alien. Will Showing get the half cycle?
Hope so. Ooh, nice.
Look at that mash speed.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
Misses the half cycle.
All right, GG Showing. He's got 32:11 on his screen, and the official race time, GG race time, is 32 minutes and 12 seconds.
Very nice. Well done. GG's to both racers there. Mark Showing is done here.
All right, and I will. I'll start up another race room here while our racers take a small break.
How we feel in chat? What do we think? Any predictions for race number 2? Yeah, that was an excellent first match.
I'm going to predict less deaths in Airman.
Oh yeah, we would all love to see that. I mean, what a wild ride that was, and I'm sure again, JDub's probably pretty surprised about that result after taking his death there. Yeah, let's hope for deathless runs for both players. And a 30-30 from Heat.
Wow.
I predict the alien will actually be Dr. Wily. That's a bold prediction.
You know, it hasn't happened yet, but that doesn't mean that it won't happen.
Yeah, we're all hoping for no Airman jank. In fact, we're all just hoping for no jank, right? I mean, why not?
I feel like no jank is bad luck. You got to have at least a little bit of jank in every PB, right?
Precisely one jank.
Yeah, one. That's it. All right, I sent out the race time to the racers, and JDub showed up. I haven't asked them if they need to take a break or get a drink of water, if JDub needs to use the gamer bucket.
You said that I was taking a drink there. Oh man.
I think if I ever have merch for my stream, it will be a bucket that says Sabonis 73 on it.
I love it. Just former Rastan WR.
Yeah, that former WR is right where it belongs, in the gamer bucket. Looks like Showing's doing some practicing here.
And we should have JDub's timer fixed for the upcoming race as well, so don't worry too much about that, and should be okay. How many janks for a good run? Oh man. Is there such thing as a good run?
I've never seen one.
Not for me.
All right, I popped into Shauing's chat there and dropped him the link. Oh, and he's in the room already.
Perfect.
Okay. Shauing says he needs a minute to breathe, so we can vamp for a while.
Sure. I also need a minute to breathe, you know? We were talking about this today. I am somebody who has to pretty much pee after every run is finished, so you know what? I vibe with it.
And I see you're basically my target audience. You need the gamer bucket.
That's right. That's right.
This is how I'm going to make my million, Meech.
Oh man.
Yes, Slay, that is on my bucket list, to sell buckets to only the hardest core of gamers.
I hydrate myself very well, so like runs done, I'm off to the bathroom. Now, is that a frame counter on Shauing's screen in the top right with his?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I kept wondering what that was. I was like, why is his input display counting at me?
Yeah, I've never seen frame counters look exactly like that, but I'm sort of used to only seeing one emulator out there. Which I believe is the same one you use, Mason, right?
Yeah, that's what I use. It looks like that's what Shauing's using. I like it. It's worked well for me.
The South Park World of Warcraft style gamer bucket. That's correct.
Gosh. What is everybody in chat? What is your favorite song in the game? What do you think? Is it a Robot Master? Is it Wily? Is it the intro? What do you think? I'd like to hear from you guys. Bubble, nice. Wily 6. That's such a cheeky answer.
I do kind of like the music that's playing when Mega Man is walking back home for a year.
It's amazing. The credits theme in this game is absolutely incredible.
So nerdy little 10-year-old Sabonis73 actually took his little boombox that he got for Christmas and recorded that ending as proof that I had beaten the game, and I would listen to it every once in a while.
Wow.
On like a mixtape of all the ending of games that I beat.
That's super cool. I like that. That is really, really cool.
I wouldn't say it was cool, Meech.
To me, it's cool. I like that. I think that's dope. People are saying Flash, Clash. Ski saying I should hear the PAL Mega Man 2, which I think, I don't know if Cleveland Tom is in the chat. I thought I saw him earlier, but I remember him saying something about felt like he was in a fever dream when he was watching PAL versions of his favorite games.
Oh yeah. Everything's just a little off.
Yeah, feels like you're I don't know, maybe a little drunk or something. It's just a little like it's a little slower, a little off, a little more woobly.
Oh, it looks like our racers are ready.
Fantastic.
So I am going to drop the flag now.
Right, let's go.
Good luck to both our racers.
Good luck again. JDub with my favorite little Mega Man icon, which is the 1-up. I'm a proponent of the 1-up. We have some. I am definitely in the minority when it comes to 1-up gaming in Mega Man. People look at the 1-up as a curse, because if you collect the 1-up, the game makes you use it. I love the 1-up. I'll go for it.
Yeah, I think it's good luck as well. So I will always pick it up when I have the chance, but I won't. Not at the cost of any time.
I have, and I will do it at the cost of time. I almost did it during my race. I almost turned back because I did get a 1-up drop.
Oh.
And here
getting
we
the
go.
1-ups for the memes is okay.
Yeah, always for the memes.
Ooh, 10 seconds until takeoff.
Here we go. Good luck again to both runners. Hopefully, less jank than last time. We got
Fingers crossed. It looks like we got the proper amount of jank here.
Yeah. Get the nerves out from race 1. Actually, for whatever reason, I was more nervous for race 2 than I was for race 1. Which is very strange, but that's how I felt.
Oh, when you were racing?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think maybe there's you've got a little bit more confidence, but having that confidence makes you nervous.
Yeah, for sure. It maybe feels like overconfidence or compensation in some way. I have a question into the comms. Feel free to ask. As long as it's appropriate.
Yes, Key. Appropriate.
Oh, how is JDub's brighter than Shauing? So there's actually 2 different color palettes for the NES. Well, at least 2 that I'm aware of. I think there's actually probably 3. But there's 2 different color palettes for the NES. And I'm not sure if that's exactly what we're seeing here. Do you happen to know what JDub plays on, Sabonis?
He plays on an emulator as well. So
he does.
It could just be the difference in whatever color palettes they have for the emulator, or it could just be the way that it streams from their house. But they should be fairly similar.
Yeah, they're not too bad, but the NES does natively have different color palettes, which is interesting. And Stahl wants to know what I wear while sleeping, and that is sunglasses.
That is correct.
So we see both runners have no problem with flash as expected. I think that puts Shauing maybe 2 seconds to 3 seconds behind JDub at the present moment here, but nothing too major.
Yep, it's a little bit easier in this race to tell how close they are together.
Health saying reproducing NTSC colors is almost impossible, so there's actually a bunch of different palettes out there. That's interesting. Do I shower with the glasses on? You guys ever see me with my glasses off? As far as you know. Do everything with the glasses on. The glasses stay on, babe.
Wow.
Here we go. Airman. We're gonna see absolute gaming from both of these guys. I'm sure of it.
I apologize for my absence there. As you guys know, I do stream from my garage, and a car just pulled into my garage.
Oh, hello there. Hopefully a car you were expecting.
Yeah, it's one I own.
Oh, okay, good.
Didn't mean to leave you hanging there, Meech.
Oh no, you're fine. The good jump there and the pause just to make sure, but JDub did have that jump. Looked like Shauing probably took the pause, and I think he might have needed it. But pause strats from both runners there, and for anybody who's unfamiliar, you can actually gain a little bit of horizontal momentum in the air by pausing. So it's kind of a bit of a safer strat just to do that when you're taking that big jump off the cloud there.
And there's absolutely no shame in taking that pause strat for races, for even in your PB runs.
Oh, 100%. It's a perfect strat. Ooh, JDub hesitating a little bit there and doesn't flip the bird around. Shauing didn't even try for the flip the bird.
That's another thing I learned recently, that actually it is the fastest strat does not flip the bird. I thought the bird was a far and away the one strat that every world record runner would do.
No, you actually for fast, like you said, you don't want to flip the bird because it does create a little bit of extra lag. It does get rid of the and plus you also have to turn around, so there's that element to it. It does get rid of that enemy, but it is actually slower if you know how to properly take out all the enemies with no issues. It's actually faster to not try to flip the bird around.
Luis adding that if you take damage, you do want to flip the bird because it gives you there will be less possible health pickups in front of you.
Yes, that's another really good point. So a lot what we talked about earlier about doing air first, the best runners who do air first, they don't take damage on any of those jumps. They don't hit any of the horns, and they're able to just go. So if anything drops, they're able to just walk right through it. If you do take damage, anytime you hit one of those health pickups, you're stopping. So that's a really good point, Louis. Thank you.
And in answer to your question, Ski, if you have full energy for either your weapons or your health, you just walk right through it. You don't slow down at all. Unlike a few other, I know in Mega Man 1, it'll still slow you down even if you're full.
Oh, is that right? You know what? I don't think I ever noticed that.
It does. It'll slow you down for just a tick. The only things that don't slow you down in Mega Man 1 are the 1-ups. And Mega Man 1 actually has a point system, so there are bonus balls you pick up for points. And while it doesn't slow you down, you don't want to pick them up because it's just going to be a longer time at the end of the stage to count up the score.
That's very interesting.
I learned that from Shauing, one of our racers today.
Ah, there you go.
I also want to add that neither of our racers died in Airman this time.
Yeah, which is what we were definitely hoping for. Really good to see. Rather have Mega Man 2 for Game Boy mechanics. Absolutely. So on the flip side of what we just talked about in the Game Boy version of Mega Man 2, you can just go right through any of the drops, and it will refill your either health or your weapon energy, and you don't ever stop, which is amazing.
And you can also climb ladders and get hit and continue to climb the ladders.
Right. All right, any quick predictions here for Quickman?
Ooh, okay. JDub is low again. Shauing is going to be mid.
I'll say high mid. There's a high. Come on, mid. Come on, let's get a mid.
What is wrong with you, Meech?
Oh my goodness, 4 for 4.
How do you see into the future like that? Is it the glasses? It's the glasses.
It might, yeah, it's the glasses, actually. I love it. Oh, man. He doesn't miss, except I've missed in the past, but...
But we don't remember those ones, so they don't exist.
Yeah, that was like a year ago. Who cares? But very nice quick stage for both runners, and perhaps this is where the run gets a little more real when we're out of those first 3 Robot Masters.
Congratulations on picking those correctly. I'll Venmo you the bet money.
Oh man, it's funny. I was actually I had predicted these during last year's tournament, and people started doubting me and thinking that I was cheating. And I streamed myself doing comms for the race and getting another 4 in a row right. There is proof out there that I'm not cheating. I'm too focused on what's in front of me. I don't have time to cheat.
All right, both racers cruising through Metal Man again. Nobody's been hit by the moles, which is nice. The moles being those little drill bit things that come up from the ground and down from the ceiling.
Yeah, and they could weirdly be, oh gosh, interesting hit there from Shauing, but he's okay. He recovers. Weirdly, the moles have been griefing me quite a bit recently, which is quite annoying, but they're not free. I'll say that.
No, they're absolutely not free. And once you get hit by one, the patterns are thrown off, and then it's just spray and pray for me.
Yeah. Well, luckily I'm so bad at it that I've actually come to know some of those patterns. I'm serious. Like, I've gotten used to doing some of the backup patterns. But no problem there for either runner in terms of...
JDub has an 857 teleport out, and Shauing has a 9... Oh, I'll say a 4.
Yeah, it was between a 4 and a 5 there.
Yeah, about 7 to 8 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, Ski's asking me to predict the other stuff. I can't do anything. I will flat out admit that I get almost everything else wrong. But for the initial Quickman fight, for some reason, I'm good at that.
And if we predict it now, we'll forget what we predicted by then.
Yeah, unless somebody jots it down, which... a little bit silly there, but we're entering Bubble, which is the bitrate eater here.
Both of our competitors getting the item 2 strats across the frogs across the waterfall there, which is good to see.
Yeah, excellent to see. A little bit cleaner, I think, from both runners this time around. Just overall, the whole run so far, so good.
JDub getting through what I think is the sweatiest part. Ooh, and he takes that really tight jump in the spike hallway.
Does. Shauing looks like he didn't go for it. I don't blame him again. We've talked about this last time around. It is a tough one, and it can go pretty horribly wrong. You don't want to die. The checkpoint's all the way back at when you fall down into this, deep blue water where Shauing is currently. You go all the way back to the beginning of that section, and it's such a long death, especially if you die somewhere around, the end of the stage.
Especially when you walk so slow through the water as well.
Yeah, it's horrible.
JDub's got a 2-bubble pattern. And Shauing is a 2-bubble pattern as well.
So bonus, are you okay for about a stage here? I actually need to take a quick BRB. Is that okay?
Absolutely, no problem.
Hang tight, I'll be back.
Go for it.
Thank you.
I didn't see exactly when JDub... Let's see, he chose Heatman at 11:22 and Shauing at 11:29, so they're still about the same time difference as they were from the last stage. Yeah, Meech needed a little time on the bucket, so I'm going to take over for him for a bit. So this opening area to Heatman is probably one of the ones I'm most scared of in the race, because I believe in at least 2 race matches I have died in that room. But both of our racers having no trouble getting through. And JDub's going to start the long hallway using item 2 to try to get across, so he doesn't have to wait for those Yoku blocks on the bottom. Some of those Yoku blocks being a little bit more dangerous than others, because if you're in the wrong spot when they appear, it can push you right into those holes that are directly to the side of those posts. And it looks like JDub made it safely across the pit. I didn't quite see whether he needed to take that jump or not, but a safety jump, there's no shame in that safety jump game. Shauing is jumping, and he made it as well. JDub with I'm going to say it, JDub, I'm sorry if you're listening back on this, but that was your first bubble helmet there was mediocre at best. What is the time save on the last Yoku block, item 2, versus waiting? It's very small. If you're talking about the last post, the one where the block comes and despawns item 2, it would be less than a second difference, but frames mean a lot in this game. All right, both racers have gotten past Heatman, and Dr. Light has broken into Mega Man's DMs to inform him about inform Mega Man, that is, about the nuclear weapon that he just designed and downloaded into Mega Man's brain.
With that, I am back. Perfect time. Just a stage,
exactly.
Just like I said.
I've gotten back up on my my high horse about nuclear weapons, so it's good you're back to rein me in.
That's perfect timing. My cat is on medication. I gotta make sure I give it to him at the right time, you know?
Oh, completely understandable.
But we're entering Woodman here, which... the good thing about some of these stages like Woodman is you can't fall down into any holes. And that's what we really like to see.
I never thought about that. There are absolutely no pits in this.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
Almost like you go into the roots of a big tree here.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to, I guess, be what's depicted here with all this brown and everything.
I'm also listening to this music after you mentioned that this music is supposed to be similar to the Wily 1 music, and I do hear it.
Oh, and Health pointing out that there are actually pits in the stage. Yeah, there's the pits in the monkey room, but...
Oh, right.
But at least it's fewer than a lot of other stages, like Airman, for instance. Yeah, I like JDub's strat here. It's pretty comfy.
Huh. I just saw him do it as well. Oh, it's making me wonder. Might have to run that.
Yeah, because I saw him do it on the last one. Oh, Shauing.
Shauing turned to the right a little bit too fast, and in this game, those birds will always fly directly at you. So if you're facing right, they're going to come left. And he just turned right a little bit too early before the bird spawned, and so the bird came from the wrong direction, knocked him right off of item 2.
I would like to point out he had a great backup. Like he knows his backup for this. Like I don't even switch to metal because I'm genuinely too lazy. But Shauing switched to metal, and when I do switch to metal, I'm not nearly that clean. He knew exactly what to do. That was a perfect display of a backup there.
I do love Shauing's backup strats. He seems to have backups for backups.
For sure.
Okay, JDub was a 1609 teleport.
Very nice. Maybe about 20 seconds, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like 21, 22.
Yeah.
So it's still a pretty close race. Getting him just over halfway through the game here.
Is that... Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, you're right, the halfway mark there. In terms of time.
And JDub is starting up those long series of ladders in Crashman again.
Taking a bit of grief there from the Met. We didn't like him. Yeah, Mick Bob saying that Shauing not only has a plan B, he's got a plan C. Oh no, JDub falling down there. Oh, a lot of item 1 on the screen.
Yeah, he's probably used at least one more than he wanted to at this point, so he's got to be thinking ahead at how much he's got left.
Yeah, I think that was 2 more than he's used to.
Ooh, that's too high as well.
It's gonna be 3. I think he's probably just gonna climb straight up this section for the most part. He might throw 1. Oh, he's gonna
jump.
2.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. So
normally he throws 2 there.
Yeah, that was a smart move. I like that. He's just gonna climb and save the 3 for. He could have used 1 more, but that was a smart move. Oh no, he couldn't. He knew better than I did. You know what? I'm eating my words. So that's giving Shauing some room to catch up here.
Shauing was able to get right onto JDub's feet there. He's basically at the bottom of the ladder that JDub's climbing.
Yeah. A messy stage. Unfortunately, that's how Clash goes a lot of the time. Again, this is a pretty particular stage.
Fortunately, JDub's long ladders were pretty clean, so he still got up there without much trouble.
Right. We'll see. Ooh, Shauing have a little bit of a slip there. We'll see what the time difference ends up being at the end of this one here. We were at, what, 22 seconds, I think we said? A little bit of a...
JDub missed one of those air shooters, and Crashman got a couple of extra jumps in here than he usually does.
It's an 1841. Ooh, this is going to be... Shauing close the gap here quite a bit.
And
19 seconds. So he gained three whole seconds there.
Everybody in chat, get your Wii's out.
We walk into our favorite song here.
There was something I heard earlier today about JDub's not JDub's eyebrows. Probably JDub's eyebrows as well. I've never seen his eyebrows, so they could very well be just atrocious.
And JDubAK eyebrows.
You know, I'm just going to leave it there. I did hear something about his eyebrows, but I'm not allowed to talk about it, so...
That's excellent. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
There was something I heard about today about Dr. Wiley winning an aggressive eyebrow competition. I don't remember who was talking about it, but he does have aggressive eyebrows.
He does. He's got those old man eyebrows. Doesn't know what a hair trimmer is.
Yeah, I'm up there in years too, and I can say it does happen. As you get older, for some reason, those eyebrow hairs just allow themselves to get longer.
I mean, I'm not even that old, and I've got those bushy eyebrows, man. I gotta keep them tame.
I haven't seen very many large mistakes on the way climbing up the side of this of Dr. Wiley's fortress.
Don't speak too soon.
True.
We want to see Shauing get through this screen, and he does. You love to see that. He did have a fall last time, so that's great.
And JDub getting to the dragon a little bit faster than I usually do in my runs. Ooh, that was so close.
That was close, but with JDub taking that upper path, he would have been fine. Even if he got hit by that fireball, he would have fallen to that middle block. Well, at least most likely he would have.
That's true, and that's why I use that safety strat for racing.
And we see the heart attack strat from Shauing here.
Why Shauing? Oh! He had to take that jump. Oh, did he jump over the second one last time too?
He was actually a little earlier for the second one last time, I think, and the fireball hit him during his finishing animation, so it didn't actually hurt him or anything. So, but it was actually a little bit closer that time.
Shauing trying to put me in an early grave.
I'm telling you, man. That's what he does. He likes it. If you're comfortable, we talked about this actually, you and I, the bonus. If you're comfortable doing what you're doing, just stick with it.
Yeah.
And that's what he's comfortable with.
Sometimes it costs you more to try to change your strat for a race than if you just did the strat you usually do.
Oh, for sure. Ski's asking what route we take. I take the lower path. I have a traditional sort of low path.
In my PB runs, I'll take the lower path, but in races, I'll take the upper path. I'm comfortable with both.
Yeah, see, I'm not comfortable with the upper path, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't make it work for me, so it wasn't worth me trying to do in a race setting.
Yeah, like I said, if you're more comfortable with one, it will probably cost you more to try to change it.
For sure.
And Jada back at Pico Nico Kun.
I'm taking a little bit of extra damage that I
definitely
didn't want to take there.
Yeah, he's decided not to hit that upper chain. He's going to want to keep a few ticks of health for the Pico Nico Kun fight, just in case.
And people are so good at that. I can't ever put myself in between those two crushers. Seems like everybody can do that but me.
It's a little bit hard there too, because if you've got all three crushers on the screen, it also creates a bit of lag. And anytime that there's a lot of lag on the screen, it's almost as if Mega Man is on ice physics. He will start slipping back and forth when you press right and left. It's a huge problem in, for example, the Boo Beam fight in Wily 4.
Yeah, it's like walking through pudding or something. It's terrible. It never feels like the controller does what you want it to in those situations.
Exactly, and when you get hit, it seems like you are pushed halfway across the screen.
For sure.
JDub diving feet first into that septic tank. Don't open your mouth. He's opening his mouth.
Yeah, both races are killing it right now. I agree. We've seen
6 out of 6 fish so far.
Ooh, 2 more perhaps.
Come on, Shauing. Don't disappoint us.
You're a fish eater, aren't you?
I am a fish eater.
You have a favorite?
Well, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so it's got to be salmon. Oh, the very last fish is hiding from us.
7.
7 out of 8 fish.
So you're a salmon guy.
I am a salmon guy. I had salmon for dinner last night.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, fish. I agree with Frizzy there. I'm a vegetarian, so.
JDub getting the 2 jump guts tank. Good work
both,
there.
both these guys just putting me to shame. I mean, for whatever reason, I can no longer do a 2-jump gut sting. I don't know what my issue is, but Prizzy's a vegan. Let's go.
Actually, Prissy, because I'm on mic, I can tell you this. We had a discussion in your chat the other day about how to pronounce the word salmon, and it's in the U.S. it's salmon. He was having trouble because he thought it was pronounced salmon,
and it should be.
It should be because there's an L in it, right?
Yeah. But that's America for you, baby.
That's right.
Salmon.
Jammin' salmon.
We saw a 2-jumper there from Shauing as well. Again, both of them putting me to shame. JDub had a little bit of a misstep with his item 3, but it's not really going to cost him much. He'll be fine. Ooh, that jump scared me though.
Oh no!
That was a little bit of an early jump, and I thought he was going to go down that hole.
Oh my goodness, I am fully clenched.
Oh boy. I don't know if he uses a visual cue or not, but I will say that was a little bit early.
Okay, JDub jumping over the first room of spikes and now taking a ride over the second. Going up and over. For those of you that don't know, that jump that Showing did right over those spikes where it looked like there was a floor above them, there is a false floor or a hole in that floor that'll send you right through the spikes if you're unsuspecting.
That's right, yeah. There's a few of those in this stage, and you have to, the speedrunners obviously know where they are. But if you don't, you can go right down into the spikes or down a floor or two, depending on where you are in the stage.
JDub opting for the leaf shield strat again. He's going to make those explosions as large as possible. The drawback to using that leaf shield strat is that you do spend a lot of time doing a long menu in and a long menu out of the leaf shield.
Right, and you and I were actually, Shauing, no! Oh, he was playing so well.
Ooh, it's not the worst death you can take in Wily 4, because he won't have to farm too much for crash bomb energy, but it's still a really time costly death.
Yeah, that's an interesting strat there. I would like to point out JDub did get a damage transfer there, not to take away from what's going on his end, but it was such a shame to see Shauing take a death there.
Yeah, JDub getting the damage transfer is huge.
For sure.
Just because it's such a confidence booster as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Showing's going to opt to use the metal man weapon because he can shoot in 8 different directions, which will make it easier to get rid of some of those tellies so that they don't knock him off his platform.
That's what I used to do as my backup if I had taken a death like Shauing did. I used to do the metal as well. But then I think it was Health who actually was like, hey man, you can just use Leaf Shield. And yeah, it makes more sense because not only can you just stand there and let the Leaf Shield do the work, but you also are probably going to use Leaf Shield as a backup strat anyway.
Yeah, it could be that Shauing maybe wanted to make sure he had enough Leaf Shield for this strategy here, but I think he would have had plenty.
Yeah, I think so. He may or may not know about that. It might just be a comfort thing, like we've talked about so much here, but either way, he makes his way back down, doesn't really miss a beat. He's pushing on, which is great to see. As JDub making his way through the refights here with not too much of an issue at all. Oh, taking a little bit of a dip there. No, Shauing, get up there. You got this.
Okay. Oh no!
Oh man, this
fell down again.
Yeah, this Blue Beam fight in Wily 4 can really take the wind out of your sails. Nice jump!
Expert jump right there. Okay, he only has 2 more crash bombs, so I think it's over.
Oh man, that was a really, really good attempt to come back, and I think he realizes what's wrong here. JDub finishing up the Wily machine there, making his refights were very clean. Oh, it's such a shame for Shauing.
I think showing. Yep, I'm looking at the race room in Race Time GG. He has a DNF.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, not for lack of effort at all.
No, he was right there, right on JDub's heels for most of the race. It's just that one spike death in Wily 4, and then just unfortunate crash bomb.
It's such a shame.
And
Like this level is so difficult. It can really, like I said, it can just completely take the wind out of yourselves. Just one mistake can completely change everything.
and especially so late in the game.
Absolutely.
You could be having the run of your life, and Wily 4 can just take it away
Yeah.
in an instant.
Oh, just misses the half cycle. And that's GG's to both runners. Get your GG's out, guys.
GG's, JDub, GG's showing. Congratulations, JDub. He has
Just won.
he has won.
And it looks like we're going to try and get those guys in here for comms.
While he's doing that, I'm going to take a quick look at the brackets and see who JDub will be going up against. I believe I'm not going to rely on my memory here.
I think it's McBob, if I'm not mistaken.
That does sound correct.
I don't have the bracket up in front of me either, but it looks like we got JDub in here. GG's JDub. How you feeling?
Oh, thank you very much. Nervous. Like, I'm still shaking off the nerves.
I completely understand, man. I mean, you played very well. You should be proud. Nice win.
Thank you. I feel bad for showing that Wily 4 is a stinky level. It sucks.
Yep, and I'm sure you could probably guess exactly what happened to Shauing there in that second race. It's very unfortunate because you guys were super close in both races.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't see what happened in the first race. I know. I told myself I said don't die in an airman like you always do, and guess what I did?
Man, JDub, we were talking about that today. We were talking about this whole like manifestation of mistakes, and when you think about something too much, you make it happen, and it's so wild that the brain just does that to you. So
Right.
I completely understand it.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
that Showing was probably telling himself the same thing in that first race, and he also died twice in Airman,
Oh,
right
man,
around the
that's
same
so
time you
rough.
did.
Yeah, but the difference between your death and Shawing's death, so multiple deaths, was that he had already reached the checkpoint, JDub. So he had much quicker times to get back, whereas you had to take that whole first section again, which actually kept him ahead for that time.
Gotcha. Yeah, I went up against that Lightning Lord, and I told myself to play a little safe, and that's not in my muscle memory to do that. And I should have just, went with what's in my muscle memory and shot him and take the little sweatier strat. But oh well, I learned the second race.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes sometimes. Is there anything that you feel particularly good about in your races?
Yeah, I mean the second race, going into Crash Man, I was PB pace. I was ahead of my PB time, so I was feeling really, really good about it. And then Crash was just jank. I mean, I had some bad item 2 placements item 1 placements, and it just kind of put me back behind. But overall, I felt good about the second race. The first race, the nerves jitters were getting to me for sure.
And how did you feel when you got that half cycle in the first race?
Very happy about that. I was practicing that quite a bit, and I don't get it very often. I get it like 50-50, so that's exactly what happened.
Always feels good to get it in a race.
It is. It definitely does.
So
Yeah,
it
shout
looks
out to Showing though. He's an amazing competitor, and glad I got a chance to race him, and he did a great job.
Looks like Showing's in the waiting room. Do you want to come in here and chat with us, Showing?
Yeah, I did reach out to him. Hopefully he'll jump in and talk with us. But in the meantime, yeah, it was great to be able to commentate for both of you guys. It was genuinely a pleasure. And there's Shauing. GG's to you, Shauing.
GG's.
GG Showing. Good race.
There it is.
Showing, were you watching the stream of the race at all?
Yeah, I had my brother watching the stream.
Because I was wondering what you were thinking of in the first race when because you had taken a few deaths in Airman, but so had JDub. So I was wondering if you knew how close you guys were after the Airman stage.
Yeah, I saw after finished Airman that he was a little behind me, so I was a little surprised, but I kept going. But it was still jank from here till the end, at least the first round.
I agree. First race is pretty jank.
Yeah.
That first race was very close for most of the race as well, too. So it was exciting for the viewers anyway.
Yeah.
That's good. At least there's that.
Hopefully they enjoyed more than I did. At least the first one.
No, both races were actually very close and a lot of fun.
Yeah,
both
the
watch
second
and
one was
call.
better. I'll take that one, but I'm a little mad about the Welly for that. I knew it could happen because I had been practicing that specific jump, and sometimes I will get it, sometimes I wouldn't, and this was one that I couldn't get. And sadly, I was on PB pace as well.
Yeah, I mean, you were playing very well, and both of you were playing excellent, and it's such a shame because it's Wily 4 is easily the worst stage in that, like, you can take a death that just completely changes how you play the level, what you're able to do. It just takes everything away from you, and it's such a shame to see when that happens.
Yeah, I wanted to continue actually, but I knew I had to refill and all that, so
Yeah,
I started there.
I've been there. I did that earlier today, where I just gave up a run because it wasn't worth me completing. So
Yeah,
I understand.
I already knew that I had a very slim chance to win the tourney, but I just set up to have fun with the tourney, and at least with the second round, I can say that I had fun overall.
That's good. I'm glad to hear
Anything
that.
can happen in a race, right?
Yeah, losing a PB pace.
Well, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
when I died in Airman, I knew like I had to play out of my mind in order to catch up, because I knew if I didn't, Shauing was going to beat me. I mean, that was just plain and simple. He's an amazing competitor, and if I mess up, he's going to be there.
Speaking of anything can happen in a race, JDub, how do you feel about you moving on in the brackets and having to go up against McBob X?
Oh, Box? I'm going to take him out.
Ooh,
That's what I like to hear.
the box cutter.
You hear that, Box?
No, I'm actually really excited about it. Yeah, he's an amazing runner. He's probably going to destroy me, but I'm going to do my best to do some PB practice while I'm racing him.
Bob is in chat, and he definitely heard that.
Good.
No, it was wonderful to be able to comp for you guys. It was 2 great races. Unfortunate ending there, obviously. We would have liked to see a better finish, but then that's what happens in the game. That's the speed run of Mega Man 2, sadly.
Yeah,
It is. Thank you very much for commentating, you guys. I appreciate you all jumping in and knocking this out.
yeah.
problem. Thanks for putting on a great race.
I'll be watching the video afterwards. So
Yeah,
I
same.
can see the commentary.
I agree.
Yeah, thank you
Excited
guys for
for
the
it.
race.
By the way, my fights with the dragon were unintentional. I didn't want the dragon to breathe fire at me, but both times he did.
So we definitely talked about that, obviously, because I was already aware of your dragon strategy. I think Sabonis was a bit taken aback by it, but I knew you didn't want to miss that many shots, but you still were able to pull it off. But it is always so nerve-wracking to see what you do in that fight.
Yeah, but I actually changed my strategy. I was originally on the left side of the block. Now I am on the right, and supposedly what I do is not a big jump, so that the dragon just slowly gets close to me, and I can shoot him down without him getting fire. But both times I probably jumped too early, and I had to dodge.
Yeah, I can't watch Shauing do that fight. I have to close. I put my hands over my eyes and peek through the fingers, because it's too crazy. It's too much.
When I saw him do it the first time, I filled my gamer bucket.
Excellent.
Big shout out again to Alice. Thank you so much for putting this on, and SpeedGaming. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, definitely thanks
you too
SpeedGaming for the help.
commentary. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you, both of you for racing. Thank you, Sabonis, for being my comms partner for the night. Like,
Yeah, thank you,
JDub,
Meech.
to echo
Yeah.
what JDub said. Thank you so much to both Alice for hosting and SpeedGaming for letting us put the races on for you guys and entertain you. So really appreciated for everybody for helping out, pitching in, and making this all happen.
Yeah, thanks to chat too. Appreciate everybody.
And thank you everyone in Speed Gaming and everybody around there. Really appreciate this opportunity.
Hope everyone has a great night, and we got some good races coming up tomorrow. I know we've got it's Budsy and Rocket Sauna very early tomorrow morning, a little too early for me. And I believe I saw that there's going to be a redo of the third match of Geo and Mr. Cab. So that can be interesting as well. So we've still got many good races coming up. So stay tuned. And yeah, I hope everybody out there, chat, Meech, Shauing, JDub, you guys have a good night and goodbye forever.
Everybody
Bye
take
now.
care.
Forever. Thank you.